All right, so everybody has heard of a revocable living trust, yes? Nobody understands what it means, yes? Whenever you hear the term trust, just say, and we're talking about a legal document, just say, okay, stop, explain a little bit more about this. What is it? Because I've just been telling you about an asset protection trust created by a will. That is called a testamentary trust, and it is an asset protection trust, and it has different terms than a revocable trust. So don't expect to understand when somebody says the term trust that you know what they're talking about. Ask more questions. And don't feel badly about asking more questions. So, we just talked about a trust that's created by somebody's will. That means that trust wasn't created until somebody died. A will has no effect until there's a death. Now we're moving to talk about a living trust, revocable living trust. These are very commonly promoted estate planning tools to everybody in this room. Why is that? The reason is that a revocable living trust is intended to manage all your assets. You're in charge while you're alive, and when you die, whomever you want to get your assets will get them without the need of a probate. That is the key selling point for revocable living trusts. And candidly, they make a lot of sense in some situations, and in others, they do not. So before somebody says, or you say, oh, I want a revocable living trust, you have to ask more questions. So let me break it down a little bit more. Who is the trustor? What is a revocable living trust? Let's start with that. It's a legal document you sign. And it can be a couple of pages or it can be 80 pages. You've probably seen the gamut of those. So if you have a revocable living trust, you are the trustor or the grantor. You've created this, probably with the help of a lawyer. You are the trustee, which means you're managing everything in the trust. And you are the beneficiary, meaning everything in the trust is for your benefit. This is why it gets so confusing. It's like, what are all these legal terms? I mean, why don't I just leave my money in a bank account where I'm in charge of it there? Well, again, the whole purpose of the primary purpose of a revocable living trust is so that you avoid a probate when you die. That is the primary purpose of a revocable living trust. So, who thinks probate is the best thing you could possibly do for your estate? All right. I never get a hand raised on that, by the way. So, in the state of Washington, if you want to protect assets for your spouse when you're gone against long-term care costs, you have to do it through your will. And if you have a will, and through that will, you put $500,000 into that asset protection trust for your spouse, there's one way that happens, and that's through a probate.